What's up, Sooner Nation? Welcome back to the nightly edition of Double Trouble. Obviously, I see the comments already rolling in. First off, though, before we start, thank you so much for being a part of the Sooner Surge Double Trouble. Appreciate all you guys that are on here. Danny Stutzman, as it was reported by Sooner Scoop, is going to venture into the NFL draft, something that I think every Sooner fan, Jay, would have to say is a little bit of a surprise based on, I think, what people are feeling. Now, shocked? No. Surprised? Yes. And here you have Denny Stutzman. I know Infidel on here says that he must have heard something good, possibly, I'm sure, got his draft status and was happy with that. As far as Infidel says, we're in trouble. Now, there are some guys, but I'm not going to sit here and sunshine pump and be happy with the fact that Danny Stutzman is gone. It's going to leave a hole. Someone's got to step up.
Somebody's got to step up. I mean, I'm kind of surprised by this, honestly, because he seemed like a guy that really loved college. And I guess from what I read, his draft grade came out pretty good, first or second round, which I don't know. We'll see. I mean, he didn't make a Butkus semifinalist. I thought that might be kind of a thing for him to come back and try. But you also had just this yesterday, he got announced as an All-American on CBS All-American. That's got to help his grade probably a little bit. So we do. Somebody said in the chat, we got to grow up fast. We do. And we got some youngsters there. Lewis Carter is a guy I expect to get some playing time. I think he's going to be really good.
Hey, look, I have confidence. I mean, let's go through the linebacker room, Jay. You have, obviously, Canick, Lewis, Lewis Carter, Kip Lewis, Lewis Carter. You got Connor Neer. You got Kobe McKenzie. Now, Dalpoa says Danny wasn't that great. He was good. Now, listen, I agree with that as far as the second half of the season. He was banged up
He
a
was
lot.
injured.
I just said he was banged up a lot.
Do not be a sunshine pumper and say, oh, it's okay if he leaves. We're going to be perfectly fine. Do not do
Obviously, you missed me earlier, Jay.
I
already said that.
I didn't hear you say
that. Yes, already said that. I'm not going to sunshine pump it and say, great, we're happy about this. But someone's got to fill that role. I think you possibly go get a linebacker right now.
Sooners to win said it right. You lost the quarterback of the defense. Right now, you're sitting going into the SEC with your leader on offense, bye-bye. Your leader on defense, bye-bye. So it's going to be who's going to step up and fill those roles. And I don't know. To me, like right now, I would probably say it'd be Kip and maybe I'm torn between Canick and Kobe, Jeremy. Canick just looked lost at times out there this year. I know Canick's your boy. He can never do no wrong. But he looked lost.
Shut up, Jay. First off, Deshaun McCullough, if he puts on a little more weight, he might could slide back to linebacker.
And adjust the hat's right. How many snaps has Danny had in 3 years? A ton of snaps.
Yeah, it's a bummer. Look, it's a bummer. And Dalpoa says it's going to be hard to get back to the 70th ranked defense. Dalpoa is right. It's not like the defense was top 10 here.
I agree with Tiz, I think. Tip and Kobe and maybe they got to figure out Canick if they're going to leave him at that position.
Canick played better than Kobe McKenzie, Jay.
I don't think you saw enough snaps from Kobe to really be honest.
He didn't last long when he got in there. They yanked him.
Hey, you know what's sad is you know what you're going to get from this? You're going to get a lot of Texas fans that are going to say he didn't want the smoke again against Texas. That's what you're going to have a lot of those Texas fans saying.
Hey, Jay
I got
Jones,
the shirt on right now. They're all going to be talking about it.
Jay Jones is right. Kobe looked slow. Looked like he's running with lead in his shoes. I don't understand the hate on Canick, though. I do not. Canick is the same thing as Stutzman was last year.
Jeremy, it's not hate. Jeremy, let me talk. It's not hate. It's anytime somebody has a different opinion than you on a player, you go off the deep end and say we're hating him. I'm not hating him. I'm saying that he had some spots where he wasn't playing very good. He was in the wrong position.
Agreed.
Stutzman was in the wrong position last year. It's the same.
I said that.
I agree, but don't say we're hating on him.
I actually, Mark, look, now this is all speculation, everybody. Maybe they couldn't afford both of them.
I heard that
Maybe Bowman's coming back because they couldn't afford both of them.
I heard that Bowman's draft grade isn't as high as Danny Stutzman. I don't know if that's true or not.
Well, I don't think it would be as high, Jay. The linebackers in the draft aren't elite right now. I would love a veteran linebacker. Who is that, though? That's the question.
Now, that Coconut Greg, I think he's talking about the TCU game. And
yeah.
I think that's all rumors. Jeremy, you're
nodding
your head like you know. You're going.
I watched the game, Jay.
Were you on the sideline?
I watched the game.
Were you on the sideline?
No.
So why are you shaking your head like, yeah?
I'm agreeing that could have, it seemed like tension. Now, is it bad tension or good tension? I don't know. I'm not around the program that much.
Okay, let adjust the hat's talking about what you said, Jeremy, and you brought it up. Can't afford both. What do you mean by? Are you saying they offered more to one player? Or are you saying? What are you saying by that?
Let me explain that.
It's all speculation, Jeremy. So
this is 100% all speculation, but I can do that because I'm a fan. And here's what I'm saying. You heard everyone, even some people in the know, talk about OU's got to get some money for these two guys. You got to throw in everything you can get. Well, maybe they couldn't get them both. I'm not the one saying throwing the money. I'm saying what they said. People within the program, everyone around the program.
Who?
Jay, you want me to name names?
I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah,
even on the Rudy's Coaches Show, Gabe Eicher made a comment. It's stupid.
That was a joke, I thought. I mean,
you don't think they were trying to raise money to keep these guys?
Well,
you're talking about Dylan. You're talking about Dylan Gabriel getting $2 million at the court. Obviously, there's money being thrown around for college athletes. If you haven't checked in this decade, Jay,
I've checked more
there's
than you.
There's not many linebackers.
More than
Jay.
you, I'm sure.
Jay Jones, you're right. Right now, there's not many. There's not many that have left. I'm yelling already. Black Mamba. I got the Black Mamba, Jay.
I got it too, bro. Black Mamba. Hey,
Black Mamba.
If you haven't got the Black Mamba, hit 7 Brew up. Really good drink. Hey.
7 Brew.
Let me say this. Danny Stutzman, I heard his draft grade first or second round. My personal opinion, I would be pretty shocked if he's first or second round.
I'd be pretty shocked if he's first round. Now, hey, I got to adjust the hat's comment out again here. I've heard the same thing. I don't know to what extent. Levy was a big part of the NIL deal.
And Brian says money has ruined everything. You can look at it that way, or you can look at it as OU is a top blue blood football program, guys. If they're going to the SEC, if they're wanting to be big boys, they're not going to. What I'm seeing right now in the portal, just from my point of view as a fan, is every time a 5-star hits the portal, it says who's interested and who they're hearing may get a shot at this guy. And it's always Oregon, Alabama, Georgia. I mean, Oregon's in every conversation.
Jay, this guy is Jason, just like you, Jason Murphy. And he says pretty much word for word what you called me about an hour ago and said, I don't know if Danny was wanting the SEC.
Well, and here's how I mean it by that. I'm not saying Danny's scared of the SEC. What I'm saying is, if he goes to the SEC next year and just say his year isn't as good as this year, he'll lose the draft stock.
Mark says he's going undrafted. Not a chance.
No, I mean.
Yeah, let's talk about Spencer Brown, Jay.
That's a guy that can start. He's
People are watching Stutzman's podcast right now, apparently.
Oh, is he doing a podcast about it right now?
Podcast on the Prairie?
I don't know if he released a new one or not.
Someone asked about Levy.
What?
Someone asked, how did Levy factor in an NIL money players guy? I don't know the exact role, guys. He definitely played a role in it. He was, I don't know what his title or functioning role was in that. Do you, Jay? Maybe Hunter can help us out.
And I agree with Dalpost here. Danny, unbelievable player for you, and I'm super happy for him. And I have never bashed anybody for going pro. If they want to go pro, this is their livelihood, guys. If they think they can make it first or second round, and that's what the grade they're here, and they're probably going to take it, right? And
Danny Stutzman was a great Sooner, man.
And
Hey,
I wish we could see him in the first year in the SEC, but he's got to do, if he thinks that's the highest he's going to get probably, and he doesn't think he can turn it into better next year, and he can't get NIL to where he wants it to be, then go take the money. I mean, Kenneth Murray got drafted first round.
Mark, the reason Rodney Anderson didn't get drafted, injuries. He was so injury prone. I don't think Stutzman's like that. Hey, Blake, I don't think we'll struggle to win 6. That's a little bit of a negative Nancy, because I think we're better than that. This isn't just one player. I think OU's better at the quarterback position next year. And Jay, what about Spencer Brown? Starter?
Yeah, I think he'll start. And they got him over USC. I'm trying to remember the other schools they got him over. Good, Ole
Played
Miss
in the Big
was one.
Ten. So
Ole Miss
played
was
in the
one
Big
of them.
Ten.
I mean, he'll be a good lineman, offensive lineman for sure.
Yeah, Jason, Rodney's knees were shot. Clark, I have seen our schedule. I'm picking 9-3 next year. Now that was before Stutzman lost. I think at worst it's 8-4.
Here's where Stutzman's really going to affect OU is. I think somebody said earlier, the dude's a stud player, unbelievable linebacker. He's got the speed and the size at 6'4". He can run. He's going to be drafted, and he's going to probably have a good NFL career. No doubt in my mind. I think he's going to tear it up in the NFL. Here's my thing, though. You're really going to miss him because of his leadership and how many snaps he played, his experience.
His experience is what you're going to miss. What are you talking about as far as Clark when you say bro? Because of 8-4, I think it's a disappointment if you're 7-5 next year.
I would agree.
I mean, come on.
I mean, if you're going to be 7-5, it's just. I mean, you're looking at being like.
I don't think Kip's better. Kip's not better than Danny Stutzman right now.
No. But that's the whole team, Jimmy. The whole team's lost in zone coverage.
Sorry, I didn't mention Phil.
Phil Picotti's a guy to keep an eye on for sure.
He is. I really like Lewis Carter.
And if Kip can put on weight, that's it, Tiz. Can he, though? Can he get that weight on there?
Brian, I hope you're being facetious.
He is being facetious.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. BBC will be hot if they're 7-5 next year.
Do you think
they have the discussion? I mean, you're not going to tell a guy not to go pro. Now, Jay, I think Danny Stutzman has the option of playing the bowl game. I'm with you. I don't think he will with the injuries. That maybe, I don't know, maybe he wants to go out with a great performance in a bowl game.
You got to admit the injury probably might have crossed his mind because he's like, man, I was having a banner year until the injury. What if that happens again next year? And guys, we're talking about guys that are their career choices here. Their life choices.
Pull up the schedule. Pull up the schedule right now, Hunter. I gotta figure out what Blake's thinking. OU's gonna get.
Well, I can tell you 6. I can tell you 6 games they should win. The 4 non-con. They should beat Tennessee at home. They should beat South Carolina at home. They're 6.
And that's not even counting other games that we're missing.
That's not counting any road games in the SEC.
Who's they? Who said he wasn't playing in the bowl game? I'd like to know who they was. Phil Piscotty is going to be better than most, I think.
Yeah.
I hope we beat Maine. I don't know. Blake Horton, maybe. Blake Horton, what do you have as OU's record next year? Right now, put it in the chat. What's OU going to be next year?
Yeah, Auburn's the road game. You could beat Auburn.
Auburn got beat by New Mexico State by 28.
You could be. They're going to be better next year. They're starting to get recruiting together with threes. I mean,
Temple, Tulane, Houston, Maine, Bama, Tennessee, Texas, Ole Miss, Mizzou, South Carolina, Auburn, LSU. They're going to get 8 wins. The Maine Black Bears. I love the Maine Black Bears name. I do.
I think 8-4 is realistic. That's not like saying that's going to be impossible. I mean, that's realistic, I would think.
Yeah, hey, you got to watch film. You're right, Infidel. Who's going to be that guy that takes the next step? I would like to think it would be Kip, Kobe, Cannick. I would like to think it'd be those 3 guys.
But I would also like to think that Lewis Carter gets a lot of snaps next year.
I think he will.
I think you've got to figure out what you're going to do at Cheetah. Is Harrington going to be back? Is McCullough in that spot? Do you try to move Cannick back there? They got to figure all that out.
Do you move McCullough to end? I do think that getting a guy up front could prove to be so big for these guys.
This is a gut punch. Danny's a gut punch.
Mess, if you're new to the Sooner Surge Double Trouble, appreciate it. Thanks for being on here. Says Kip Kobe Carter.
Don't you think that the Danny thinks that it's gut punch, man? It hurts.
Hey, Blake, trench play on offense or defense?
Hey, let me address this with Mark real quick. Jeremy, we were talking about this today.
I agree with Mark.
Hey, and right now, when Gabriel came over 2 years ago, guys, OU didn't pay big money for Gabriel. OU, to me, in the portal days, has yet to get that big 5-star stud guy out of the portal. They've gotten some good guys. McCullough, they've gotten some guys. Gabriel, Andrew Anthony. They have yet to get the big fish. They haven't got him yet. And they haven't even, here's the thing, Jeremy, they haven't even been mentioned with a chance to get those guys yet. And that to me would be the number one concerning part about the portal and OU is with the big fish, they haven't really been in contention with them yet.
So Jay, time to stop being the nice guy and open up the Clemson guys. You got pride. Toriana Pride is elite. If
he committed to Missouri.
Missouri. That's what I'm saying. Is BB just saying, I don't want to recruit
no,
you on
I
the
heard,
other thing?
I heard that he was probably going to.
The other thing is Tiz said we're about to be loaded on the D line. From where? The portal? Well, I know the D line, you got some youngsters like Nigel Smith, Jaden Jackson, David Stone, Danny Okoye, but are we really expecting them the first year to be elite?
I mean, they could be, but the thing is, you got some of these portal guys.
Blake, hey, the negative can't get any talent at OU in the trenches. Will probably lose EPL. Yeah, they lost Grant Briggs. I agree. They did get Spencer Brown, who I think will be really good. They've got some guys before in the portal.
All right. Hey, Ashik is asking, what's an example of the big fish in the portal? I'm talking about guys that when they hit the portal.
David Hicks.
Well, David Hicks, but I'm talking like last year, Bear Alexander, USC. I mean, they have yet to get the guy that everybody's wanting to come to OU. Am I wrong? Like the A&M guy, Walter Nolan. I saw, looks like he's going to go to Oregon, Alabama, or somebody else. OU's not in there. And I get it. There's some guys OU's probably not interested in. But there's got to be, they need to get one of these big fish at some point, I think.
I agree, Blake. We haven't before. I'm not saying we're going to get an A&M guy. I agree with that. Jay, Spencer Brown, big fish, yay or nay?
I love Spencer Brown. I think it's a huge get. It's when I'm talking, and listen, when I'm mainly talking big fish, I'm mainly saying defensive line is what I'm mainly talking about.
And you're right. Yeah. Bill Beatembo can't reel in the big fish, but he can put guys in the NFL. So I think that's okay.
And this guy's going to be a player. Spencer Brown will play for OU. So,
look, Hicks, when he's got to enter the portal first. Blake, what are you talking about? Go look at OU's running stats the last 4 weeks. Hunter, put him in the chat, please.
Jeremy, you're going to lose it.
I'm going to lose it because I'll call it like it is, Jay. And I'll say when the O-line was bad, but the O-line, once they figured out their group, they gelled the last 5 games really well.
It took them too long to figure it out. And I do blame a little bit on that on coaching. Caden Green
should have saw Chuck. Dude, what?
Hey, let it go, Jeremy. Let it go. Chill, bro.
All Sawchuck?
Okay. I actually think Sawchuck did good.
I'm going to ask Blake if Blake's even watched the football games.
We do need a big nasty on the DL. Belly hanging nasty. Love that comment, Lone Wolf. Gosh, that's what they need, man.
Blake, earlier you said OU at 8-4 was laughable.
And he is. Hey, Blake, you are right on this. You got to
figure it out. I agree.
You got to figure it out earlier. Okay, go to Jason's comment here. Might not be the popular, but was Stutzman given the GoPro by BV? Listen, it does not. 100% no. It doesn't. Are you saying, Jeremy?
No, I'm saying we played the game the other night. Portal process preference. You can't do that with the NFL draft. That's their decision.
Blake's trying to get you going, man. He's trying to get you going. Hey,
Really? Why? Did he
relax,
say something
Jeremy. A little
else?
bit different. Yeah, the O-line blocking is going to be a little different with Settle Trail. I admit. I agree too.
It's not easy to get me fired up, Jay.
I honestly, when it was Bowman and Danny, I thought Bowman would be the guy to go pro over Danny, and Bowman still might.
I'm not worried about Missouri, honestly. Now they are getting some dudes though.
Yeah, they're getting some players.
I won't let it out too much here, Teague.
Blake says yelling equals higher views. He's trying to get you on. I could get you going like I did earlier today, but you said you were going to quit the surge if I did that, so I better not.
Hey, I will say this, Blake. I definitely don't yell for views because Hunter and Jay and Jackson and all them can attest. This is me all day, every day.
Yeah, it is.
What are you thinking the run scheme? It's going to be a little different.
It's going to be a little bit different.
Mizzou, Eli Drinkwitz is turning that program around. It's in Columbia. I'll be at that game as my in-laws live there. That's going to be a test.
Right now, Jeremy, do you think Bowman goes too?
I'm actually leaning that Bowman is staying now.
What?
That's me personally, Jay.
Based off what?
I already said it earlier. Do I need to go into detail again?
I didn't hear you, I guess. I don't know when you said it.
I think NIL money and money that's been they didn't have enough for both.
He's gone. I mean, I think
he might be, Jay.
He's first team All-American.
Okay.
He had
Chuck, I actually think Danny Stutzman's is higher. Jay, did you see that about DG's quote about the draft?
Well, I don't think we're surprised by that. Hey, let's address this for a second. Sooner fan.
I should probably stay out of this as a high school coach.
It is ridiculous that they did that past that. Jeremy, do you agree or disagree?
I'm not even going to comment on it.
What? You're not going to comment?
As a high school coach, I don't want to, Jay.
Why not?
I don't like it.
I thought you weren't going to comment.
I don't like it.
I think it's ridiculous, just as he says. And it's ridiculous.
I know I can comment on it. Hunter. Hey, let's get to Crystal Super. Guys, if you don't know, we do have a super button. Appreciate anything you guys can give. And Crystal's always faithful about it. We really appreciate it. Christmas trivia between Jay and Jerm. Who gave Kevin McAllister directions in the Plaza Hotel? Oh, my goodness, Home Alone, Jay.
It was the police officer, wasn't it?
Or was it the bellhop?
Thought it was police officer.
Who was it, Crystal?
Crystal.
Who was?
Was I right or wrong? That's a great question, Crystal. I love that movie. I just haven't watched it in a while.
Braden watches it every night. Wait, Donald Trump did? The Don.
Sooner Sir says yes. What's the answer, Sooner Sir? It was Trump? Wow. How did I miss that?
When was Trump? What was his role in that?
Wow, I missed that. That is an awesome question.
Wait,
Crystal.
Was that in Lost in New York then? That wasn't Home Alone original, was it?
Oh, Home Alone 2.
That's why I don't like the second one.
Good question, Crystal. That's awesome.
Crystal, way to make us look bad, Crystal. Hey, Crystal, I watch Hallmark movies. Hey, listen, you can't say 0% chance.
I agree.
There's always a chance. You don't know what they're going to offer. Welcome, Craig from ATL. Thanks for being on.
Hey, what
2,500? How about for 25,000?
Who?
25 million. I'm just kidding.
Hey, I got our first trivia of the night. If you want me to go ahead and
bring it. Hey,
let me update you on the standings. All right.
Update us on the standings.
Sooner fan 3.5 points. Teague 2 points. Brian Cochran 1 point. Damon Tipton 1 point. Jackson 1 point. Infidel 1 point. Brett 1 point, and Jay Jones 1 point. So, first trivia of the night. Okay, we're talking about Stutzman going to the NFL, guys. OU has had 2 linebackers drafted as a number 37 pick, second round. We all know that Stutzman got a first or second round grade. So who are those 2 linebackers drafted at number 37? There's your question. Drop it in the chat. First one that gets it gets a point.
Hey, Jay, can we get a trivia board by tomorrow and hang it on that room behind you?
Probably should. Alexander, nope.
Dom Rufus, George Cumby.
I'm going to give a point for each linebacker.
Kenneth Murray.
I'm going to give a point for each linebacker. Lofton. Lofton is one of them. There's one. And there's the other one. Layman. Who said Teddy? Somebody said Teddy.
Curtis Lofton was so good.
Curtis Lofton was so Hunter, good. You're going to have to go through here and tell me who got the first Teddy and the first Lofton, and we'll get the points updated.
But drop it in the chat. Jay, I did not know Trump was removed from that scene on some of the most recent ones.
Well, does that surprise you at all?
No. Dante Jones, great. Hey, so are you saying Stutzman's playing in the bowl game, Jay?
I say no.
Jimmy earlier said that he's not, but I have not seen that. I'm not on message boards, guys.
And the thing about Teddy and Lofton,
Aaron got Lofton, Dax got Teddy.
They're both with the team still, so that's kind of cool with the program.
That is, yeah, they're both with it.
So we all saw they got Spencer Brown commit. That's their first commit out of the portal. What else are you thinking, Jeremy, from the portal? Conyers is down to 3. Tight end, he's down to 3.
He said Brandon Drum. He said Brandon Drum said it. Soul program, baby. Yep, and Levy's starting that. I think Jay. Hey, Jay, you asked me a question. I just didn't answer it yet. Calm down.
Okay, answer it.
Chill on the Black Mamba drink you're drinking. Listen.
Well,
listen. Tight end is a must, and now linebacker's a must.
Really? You think they have to get a linebacker out of the portal?
Maybe.
Who's going to come in? Who's going to come in and play? Are you talking about for depth?
For depth, for sure, Jay. No comment, Mark. Hey, maybe I agree. Jay, Rocket Sanders, Woodward Sports is talking about. Rocket Sanders can, as Jay said, can score in a hurry.
Woodward Sports, he right now in the portal is other than now. Here's another name, Chris McClellan. I think is going to trend for OU. I think they'll get him.
He's probably the next guy.
When I talk about big fish, I think McClellan's close to being that. I mean, he's a good player, but Rocket Sanders, I think, would be a home run get out of the portal. He's a guy. He's 243, but can run. I mean, he can rock it, dude. He would be a great get.
I mean,
Tiz is not wrong.
He's not wrong.
I know, Jeremy, it was tough for you when Kennick was out, but the other guys played well.
What about running back depth? I know Blake's mentioning running back depth. Both lines, look, you can't go wrong getting any lineman because the trenches are where it's at, especially in the SEC. You got to get those guys first. That is the first priority. And I think a blocking tight end, Jay.
Yeah.
As the SEC, a blocking tight end who can also catch. I don't want a tight end who's just going to be a receiving tight end. I'm sorry.
A&M had a guy tight end hit the portal day. He's a pretty good player.
I don't want Eddie in. I don't want him.
Who?
Eddie in. The brother of Travis, right?
Florida? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can McCullough move to linebacker or will he?
He can, but I think he's got to put more weight on it. I think end is better for him. The bowl game. Let's talk about the bowl game depth, Jay. You got. I know he's good, Hunter, but OU's pretty set at running back next year. Are they not?
Yeah, I think they're fine at running back.
I would like to get a running back.
I would like
Caleb Hicks can be the real deal too.
I'd like to get Rocket Sanders though, if you can.
I want to see Caleb Hicks in the bowl game.
I'd like to see him a little bit. I'm not going to lie.
I think it's going to be Salchuk and Barnes in the bowl game, though, mostly.
Yeah, I heard
Tiz. Jay and I came unglued when we saw the quote from Ethan Downs. That's all I'm going to. We about lost our ever-loving minds when I saw that quote.
Well, go ahead and say the quote for people that don't know.
Because I'm going to pull my hair out. Anymore, if they keep saying guy, look, Brent Venables, after one of the games this year, Jay, I went down the coaching staff and said, we got to get PJ on the field. We watched film. We got to get this guy on the field more. Never happened. We're going to throw out Bothroyd and Ford all year for a total of 0 sacks. And basically, Ethan Downs said, PJ Adebawore is going to be unbelievable. What was his quote, Jay?
I mean, that's pretty best player to come out of Oklahoma in a while. I think it's something like that is what he said. And Kim, this is a great point, especially in Brent Venables' defense. Defensive linemen can really make the linebackers look good or bad. And that's why you got – I know Stone's going to be the real deal, but how much will in year one will he be, right? And that's the thing. I also think Jaden Jackson's going to be really good in the middle. But I'd
his
love
red
to get
shirt, Jason, his red shirt's Jason Murphy, his red shirt's burned. Yeah, he's played over 4 games.
What about Overton from A&M? His dad played at OU. Any chance, man?
I would think. Here's the quote. PJ will be one of the most dominant players to come out of Oklahoma City in a long time. Out of Norman, I think, in a long time is what it was.
Norman, Oklahoma. Yeah, Oklahoma.
But yeah, out of Oklahoma in a long time. Yeah. And R. Mason Thomas has been talked up. Blake, the D-line is trash. Wait, let's talk about this because we have talked about this. I don't think – now, here's what I'm going to say, Jay. So don't rip me, and I don't want any of –
you can't tell me if I can rip you or not.
Okay, Matt. Who told – Matt, you're saying you heard Overton was offered. Where? And Jay, we have both questioned Miguel Chavis coaching because they don't seem to have gotten much better. I've said that. I think Bates has to be given another year because, honestly, Jacob Lacey probably played better than most thought. DeJohn Terry was really good.
Hey.
The other guys are like Jordan Kelly and some others who ain't it. They ain't it, Jay. They ain't it.
Here's the thing. You can go play 8-4, 9-3 in the SEC. But if they're wanting to play in the national championship and be a playoff, Caravan Oklahoma answers it here. Look at Texas. Why is Texas in the playoff? Big reason is the 2 big boys in the middle. Promise you.
Yeah. Hey, Jay.
Big reasons.
I'm agreeing with Blake right here. Blake, we've been saying it all year. The sack numbers were terrible. And it only happened when you got sacks is when you blitzed. That's a problem. You got to create pressure with the front 4. That's got to change. Maybe it will. Matt said where he heard it was on 3. Did you hear that, Jay?
I didn't see anything from on 3 that they had offered. I've been busy all evening.
I know they're in the mix. They want them.
Yeah, Sweat and Murphy. Bama beat Texas. They haven't yet.
Sweat and Murphy sounds like a Richard Simmons album.
Or a law. Yeah, I mean.
You guys know who Richard Simmons is?
Law firm.
Jay used to do the Richard Simmons exercises.
No, I didn't.
Oh, really? Okay.
Obviously, you did if you're bringing it up. Your shorts.
No, Benny Wiley did. That was what OU's done the last few years under Benny Wiley, the Richard Simmons workout.
I believe Overton hit the portal, didn't he, Hunter? I thought it was official that he hit the portal. But, hey, let's talk about tampering. You know tampering's going on.
Jim Dude with wet curly hair. That's him sweating to the oldies, Coconut Craig.
See, you know the name of the DVD.
Coconut Craig helps us out.
Go get the DVD right now. Go get it.
Terry is salt. Jay, Richard Simmons didn't have DVD. Right, he was VHS, bro.
Go get it.
VHS. If we can land McClellan and Overton or Hicks.
That'd be great.
Yeah, the defense is set. I 100% agree. 100% agree. Sooner fans are scaring me. You know a little too much Richard Simmons. OU has offered Dejon Malone, Jay.
Is that the cornerback out of San Diego State, Malone, I believe?
I know they offered the San Diego State.
Yeah.
Yeah, look. Tampering with whose agent?
I don't know. I can't see that.
I'm with you, Dalpois, on the SEC bias and how people say it's just unbeatable. Come on, there's 2 good teams.
Damon, you're right. Overton, it's going to be him and his brother.
All there are.
They go together. I mean, it's a package deal. This is an interesting question. Coke, I don't know.
I don't know.
Here's the thing. You enter the portal for 2 reasons. One, for money. or two because you're not playing as much as you'd like to. Probably most of the time. Would you say that's the number two best reasons people enter? I mean, sometimes coaching changes. I get it, but I don't. I mean, if you talk about, I don't know on the portal money for OU. I just don't. I'm not sold that they're really there yet in that aspect. Are you?
Yeah, I don't know what the NIL. It's not going to be comparable to Oregon, in my opinion. I don't know. I'm not behind the scenes on that. What, Hunter? What is the rule on how long they have? I mean, you got to get in some. You're going to have to get enrolled in classes for second semester. So I think that's pretty much the cutoff. I was surprised. I was
why
surprised
were you surprised
about that.
Why?
What?
Why were you surprised?
I don't think it's a great hire.
Why?
Personal, Jay. I don't know.
Why? Tell me a reason.
I don't think he's it.
I don't like the hire because I just don't like the guy. I mean, what? Give me a reason
top
why.
10. Is top 10 great?
Give me a reason why, Jeremy. You don't like Colin.
I don't think he's proven to be an SEC.
Where did they finish in that Big 12 in offense this year?
I don't know.
Take a guess.
Third?
Second.
Really?
Yeah. Did they win the Big 12 last year? They did. I think he's a pretty good hire. I think it's a good hire for A&M.
Okay, maybe. Not passing a friendly OC, not a passing friendly OC.
They had a passing friendly guy before, and they didn't do very well with Jimbo. I mean, yeah. Listen, on the Heisman, I think Penix probably wins it. I don't think he should. I think Jaden Daniels should.
Daniels should be the winner. Aaron Reddick's right. It should be Daniels for sure. For sure. Jay, Matt asked about who's going to replace Stutzman. There's plenty of options. It's going to be interesting what they decide to do. If Stutzman doesn't play in the bowl game, it's going to be Kip Kenix and Kobe. I mean, it's going to be those three guys playing the two spots.
Yeah, I mean that's all you really have right now that have played. Correct. So,
Blake, every week was losable in the Big 12.
No.
OU lost to Kansas and OSU.
Different animal, Jeremy. SEC is a different animal.
Every week's losable. Is Vanderbilt losable? Vanderbilt.
Do we want to go down this road?
Is Vanderbilt losable?
Do you want to go down this road?
Matt, have you heard it officially that Stutzman's gone in the bowl game, not playing?
You're saying the Big 12 every week is tougher than the SEC?
Not every week.
It's a different animal, man.
Agreed.
247 says.
Jay, I agree the SEC with OU and Texas is way better than the Big 12 is going to be.
You just said you're same.
I don't think every game is losable.
Every time you get
I don't think every game's losable in the SEC, Jay. Do you? You taking Vanderbilt over OU?
You're picking one team out.
South Carolina.
Horrible. South Carolina road game is very tough.
So is Iowa State.
Oh, Jeremy, are you kidding me?
No, I'm not.
South Carolina and Iowa State football programs and stadiums.
Okay, Hunter just said it. Wait, Hunter's saying bottom teams can beat you. So can the bottom teams in the Big 12 beat you?
Yeah, they just did. Kansas and Oklahoma State.
Okay, so shut it.
That has nothing to do with.
You got to play well in any conference you're in to be good. So it doesn't matter. Anyone can be anyone. It's the NIL. There's guys going everywhere. It's football now. Right? The parity is not what it was in the 90s and 2000s, guys.
I agree with that.
How does Appalachian State beat teams, Jay?
New Mexico State beat Auburn. I know that. But
how's Liberty going to win their bowl game, Jay?
Hey, this isn't about who would win the game, guys. This is about atmosphere, playing on the road. The Big 12
that wasn't the question. Wasn't the road environment? The question said every game's losable. That's sports, guys.
Well, that is sports. That's not a question.
I didn't say it, Jay. OU sleepwalks a lot. They play down their competition, guys.
Who's the leading receiver? Oh, yeah. You're talking about Theo Weiss. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, now, hey.
Hey, listen. OU has got to. The OU crowd and the tailgating, it's got to be stepped up tenfold if they want to compete in the SEC. It's a different animal.
I agree, Brian. Jay and Hunter act like I don't even know if OU can win a game. Act like Jay and
I
Hunter.
didn't say that.
That's what it seems like you're saying.
Because
Tennessee had one good year. Josh Heupel does not scare me.
Jeremy, if you don't think going to Tennessee is a tough place more than Texas Tech, you got a problem. You got a big problem.
Tennessee's a very tough place to play.
Which one's tougher, Tennessee or Texas Tech?
Are we going day game, night game? How good is Tech? I mean,
doesn't
come
matter.
on.
Tennessee or Texas Tech?
Which year, Jay?
This year.
It's hard to play where they're throwing tortillas at you.
Tennessee or Tech?
Night game? We kind of won that game.
You know what? You can never answer a question. You always have to try to beat around the bush. Answer it.
If it's a night game, I'm going Tennessee. I think Tech's tough on a night.
My gosh. Here we go.
Tennessee's a better environment. Tennessee's a better environment.
If it's 11 o'clock kick, I'll go with this team.
Thank you. We did have troubles in Lubbock, Aaron. And hey, Jay, here's the other thing, guys. No, here's the other thing. Forget the environment. It's about the team playing in it. If Tennessee ain't any good, you shouldn't lose the game. Golly.
Now, I admit Kentucky. Who said that? Kentucky? I agree. A&M.
Exactly. T, we can hang. Come on. This is the University of Oklahoma a little bit. Cause of death, being thrown into the ACC. Sorry, SEC.
Hey, I'm saying OU's going to be 9-3 next year. I'm not arguing that, Jeremy.
Okay.
I'm just saying to come out there and say that the Big 12 is just as comparable to SEC is garbage. That's garbage.
Nope. I didn't say that.
That's garbage.
I said
no.
All I said.
That's what you said.
All I said was every game in the Big 12 is losable. That's what I said. It's true.
That's sports. Any football game's losable.
Thank you. And the truth will set you free. Hey, guys, let's get back to the, I'll give you Ellis.
I got a trivia.
Trivia time. Someone asked.
I got another trivia.
Hey, someone asked about the D line, the hog. We need a hog there. I think Dejon Terry can be that guy. I do think we need depth in the middle.
All right. Here we go.
What's wild?
Here we go for the next trivia. Okay. We already mentioned Stutzman. Maybe he's going pro. I did a draft question. I'm going to do another draft question, this time with safety, with the fact that maybe Bowman will go pro, maybe he won't. But here's the deal. Everybody loves Scott Case, right? Remember Scott Case, safety at Oklahoma? He was drafted in the second round, 32nd pick. Since then, that was in 1984. Since then, who has been the highest drafted safety from Oklahoma? One person. I'm looking for one name. Who's been the highest drafted safety since Scott Case in 1984? Not Roy Williams.
Hey, if you want to talk about, I think someone just said if BV goes 9-3, is he going to be processed or reevaluated? I think 7-5 for sure. I think he can go 8-4 the first year and be okay. I think 8-4 can be okay. Poole, remember Poole, Jay?
Poole, that's it.
It was Rodney Poole, though, wasn't it? Not
Rodney
Poole.
Rodney
Poole. Yeah.
Rodney Poole.
Poole and Jefferson both played in the league. Hey, and Infidel, I think with the SEC bias and the strength that it's going to be next year, adding OU and Texas, I think they can get 3 or 4. I think 9-3 gets you to the playoff. 8-4, you're on the verge of it. I agree, Mez. 8-4, I think is acceptable year one. Now, if you guys want to say about the environment and tailgating, it's not even close. The SEC is going to kill the Big 12 in tailgating.
Hey, and I'm going to probably give 2 points there because I think the way I worded that question, it was kind of tricky. But because Roy Williams, I mean, he was drafted as a defensive back and he was drafted in the first round. But I was trying to get the closest one to now, and I think I worded it bad. I said since Scott Case, but Rodney Poole is the most recent. So, but I'm going to give 2 points here. I'll look at who got him. We'll give those out.
Hey, do you think the defense gets better because it plays in the SEC? Are the offenses as good in that conference? 10 years ago, they weren't. I think now they're pretty good.
Well, just go look at any time OU's played the offenses in the SEC. In like bowl games, they've done pretty well. But like Georgia took it to them in the playoff. Alabama took it to them in the playoff.
Yeah, I think though
They're more physical. They're more physical.
Yeah, but to me, the SEC has progressed on their spread offenses. It didn't used to be that way.
Did you see who Kentucky got out of the portal?
Who's that?
Brock Vandergrift.
Really?
Yep.
Well, good for them. The guy hasn't played since he been in college.
There's a good point. Aaron got it. Aaron's dead on with this. The defense get better because recruiting takes a step up. That's
Matt.
right.
Who scores 60 consistently on offense in any conference?
Well,
60 plus is ridiculous.
OU had 7 straight games in the 60 in Bradford's year. That was a record to end the season.
Hope the baby's good, Matt. Hope everything's good with the baby. Congrats again. OU has, but that's been years, Matt, that they average 60.
Let me ask you this. Are you better off not scoring 60? Having an offense that's not scoring 60?
That argument is an old argument.
Can you win a championship if your offense scores over 60? I mean, you can, but I'm just saying that usually it doesn't fit well with the team.
Hey, Matt, someone go look up this. LSU with Burrow probably averaged 42 points. Someone look it up, see if I'm right.
What are you trying to do? What?
Matt said LSU with Joe Burrow averaged 60 points. If he did, I'll take my shirt off right now.
Nobody's averaged 60. Nobody.
No, doesn't happen. I think
Aaron,
LSU probably averaged 42. That may be high, though.
Aaron, next year the SEC will not get 3 in. They'll get more than that. They'll get probably 4 in.
Maybe 4. Dale High School, Dayton Forsyth is a stud. I agree.
Oh, he's an unbelievable.
Hey, Kim, the only way they're going to control the line of scrimmage is got to have the dudes up front on both sides and got to have the depth. Got to have the depth. Yeah, Wilt Chamberlain almost averaged 60.
Hey, is Ollie going to hit the portal?
No, he's going pro.
You think?
Bob, Grant Briggs is committed. He's to Nebraska.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll leave
that.
it on, Matt. I'll leave it on. No one wants to see that.
Definitely not. Yeah, Briggs in Nebraska.
Oh, Brian's going to ask us trivia. Oh, I can't wait. It's not next year. The bowl game's December 28th. We're going to see some mobs in.
Yep. 48 points a game.
Yeah, the wide receiver from Wagner. They're stout in the wide receiver room, though. That's the thing. I don't think they're going to offer any more receivers. They may get Bradley out of the portal if he wants to come, but.
Hey, Stutzman's gone, Fred. He already announced he's going to NFL.
Yep. Stutzman is gone.
Hey,
Freeman's not hitting the portal. He's a lifelong Sooner, guys.
What was it I was going to ask? Oh, Gundy's son. What do you think of that? I wasn't surprised by that.
He's going somewhere he can play.
Well, where's that? Like TU?
Maybe.
He's not going to play at TU behind Kirk Francis. He's not playing at TU.
Oh, the offense that LSU had was stupid. I guarantee it was about 40 a game, probably.
Where? LSU?
Yeah.
48 a game is what Hunter said.
Okay, 48 a game. So, yeah, that's
great.
They
had NFL players all over the field.
Oh,
and
all
then
over
you go look at OU's year when they scored 7 straight games, they had NFL players all over the field too.
It makes a difference. Stars matter.
And you got to get some stars. You got to get some defensive tackle stars.
I don't want the defensive tackle from Central Michigan.
Why?
Because he's from Central Michigan. You got to go get someone bigger than that if you can. Now, I guess last resort, but.
Here's the thing about the portal I think it's hard, is you don't know who's
maybe UCO.
You don't know who's going to enter.
You don't, Jay. You don't.
You take a guy now, maybe next week a better guy enters. I mean, it's so hard.
Yeah, I agree. The development.
Where is the development?
Infidel. Here's the thing.
Downs was better. Downs was a lot better. He developed.
I
think Isaiah Coe developed.
To me, it's just Coe, Kelly. They're not doesn't give you much more. They peaked early.
What about like Halton? He should be playing more, shouldn't he?
Matt, you think David Stone, his first year, is going to be all over the field? Because I don't know if I see that. I see him as a backup. I see him as guys giving guys breathers, playing sparingly.
Hey, Matt, let me ask you this. You just said David Stone and Jaden Jackson in the middle, but you now want to move Ethan Downs in the middle, down to the middle. If you got big guys coming in, leave Downs on the outside, right? He had a good year.
The guy who's got to play more is Grayson Halton, as Dalpo says. Has to. He made things happen. I agree. David Stone may not be ready to just come in the SEC and dominate. If you think that's happening, guys.
Hey, what do you mean SEC living on y'all's head for free? What's that about?
What's that even mean?
I said the OU's going to be 9-3 next year. How's that living in my head?
Hey, infidel, not only have we heard things about Grayson Halton, we've seen things on the field. He's done some good things.
Stones, he says he's going to start. What
Downs is saying everyone's elite.
Yeah,
but they don't play him. So I don't know.
Okay, Fred's asking, how do you think OU will be next year in the SEC? Be honest. I am honest. 9-3. That's what I'm predicting. Jeremy, what are you predicting?
I think I said 9-3 or 8-4 last time. I'll go 9-3.
I don't know how that's SEC living in my head.
Yeah, I don't either. Hey, used to hang half for 100. No one does. The game's changed some. Hey, someone said something in here. Yeah, Clark, I am as well. I'm with you, Clark. The loyalty has to stop. I agree. It was Matt. Downs' bull rush is amazing. I'd like him to play in the middle to let PJ start on the outside. You know what's wrong with that statement? To let PJ start. That's the problem. The loyalty to the older guys, as someone else said, has to stop. We got to move this guy so that the 5-star can play. Let's slide this guy over so that we can rotate our 5-star in the game. What? That's a problem. I don't understand the loyalty thing.
Well,
we cannot play Petaway and Brennan Thompson. The guy's as fast as Tyreek Hill, but we've got to run jet sweep to Gavin Freeman. We got to let Freeman play. Dad was at the school. What's going on?
Fred, what was Fred's comment, Hunter? He's asking about. I'm trying to.
Yeah, go back to it.
Go back to Fred's comment. Hey, Jeremy.
Play the best. Play the best till they need a breather. I agree. And they have in a lot of positions. They've done it in a lot of positions. But there's some they're still not, though. Maybe they're not ready, guys. Maybe they're not ready.
Fred, I did answer that. I said OU goes 9-3. I think that's how good they do next year. I would guess 9-3 at this moment. That's my opinion.
I think they lose at LSU. I think they lose at either Missouri or Miss. I don't think they're going to lose at both of those. They're going to lose at one of those.
And then home to Bama.
Maybe slip up on another road game.
Home to Bama?
I think we'll win all our home games.
Oh, wow. That's –
OU's good at home.
Play the best players. Got to play.
I agree. Downs can still put on more weight. Downs totally transformed his body last year under Schmitty. I think he can do it again, but if he does slide to the inside, I don't know if he's an every down guy.
Play the best and sit the rest. This isn't upwards football. You don't all get the exact same amount of playing time.
Jay, you remember what our mom used to say to us?
Jeremy, I'm 46. My mom has said a lot of things to me. How am I supposed to understand from what that one
mom used to say, like it or lump it. Never knew what it meant, but she would say, like it or lump it. It's what has to happen if you're a player. You got to like it or lump it to get better. Joseph, I think Bowman's staying. I didn't think so yesterday, but I do today after Stutzman's decision. And Mez, Farouk has to be to the inside. I've told you again, Jay, why.
Hey, Jeremy,
I told you.
Jeremy, we've been on this live. Now we've been in double trouble for.
Have you ever heard of a Q-tip?
Huh?
You use Q-tips?
Hey, Jeremy.
Clean your ears out.
Maybe you need to. You're an English teacher, and all you've done for the last 3 weeks is called Farouk. For 3 weeks now. Farouk.
I meant Farouk. Golly, Jalil Farouk. Number 3. I know him. Jalil Farouk.
You say Farouk every time.
I'm fired up, Jay. Jay.
Golly.
You want me to tell you again why Bowman, I think, is coming back?
Yeah, how does it have anything to do with Stutzman?
Let me say it again.
Okay.
You didn't hear it.
I didn't hear
I
it.
don't think they could afford both guys.
I think
they
that's
both
that's
were.
hogwash.
I think they both sat
That-
down and said, "Look,
That's
Stutzman's
not.
like, I think I'm going to go pro. Bowman's going to stay. Jada Coleman's last year there. They're going to enjoy the spring together, stay for one more semester, and they out."
I mean, to me, it would be because of his draft.
Farouk's got to go to the slot. I agree.
It would be because of his draft grade.
Okay.
Did you see this? Jeremy, I think we said this too, did we not?
What?
Stephen A. Smith said that if Deion was coach at Florida State, they would have made it. I agree.
Well, duh.
How about him coming out and saying, Deion coming out and saying he wanted more privacy at the team this year. It was too much media in there. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. There's no liquor in this Red Bull. This isn't Red Bull. It's Black Mamba. And yeah, I'm not a liquor guy, so definitely none in there. Farouk was a disappointment. Jay and I have said it all year. He peaked. They tried him at running back. Big mistake.
Okay.
It was dumb. They compared him to Deebo Samuel. Stop it.
I'm going to say something that may get people.
Thank you, Blake. Thank you.
Thanks
for being a Sooner Surge Unlimited member.
People may come at me for this, but also I think the reason Farouk didn't have a good year, and go look at Drake Stoops' numbers with Dylan Gabriel. Dylan Gabriel loved to throw to Drake Stoops. And a lot of times those balls he was throwing to Drake Stoops, maybe Farouk's open.
Maybe.
How much can that be on Dylan Gabriel?
Exactly. Hey, Billy Bowman does seem like the guy who wants to be just a massive leader. Look, Billy Bowman never celebrates and pounds his chest. I love everything about Billy Bowman. He's a guy you got to have. If he'll stay, it'd be great. Hey, Jay, Deion, I am so sick and tired of people saying things like, oh, if you're a player, why would you not want to go play for what? Why would you want to play for Deion Sanders?
Hunter says he would be the first guy he plays.
He's all about himself. Their semi-truck has Deion saying, he's coming, we coming. It's his face. It's all about him. It's annoying. I would not want to play for him.
Well, a lot of people don't. They're all leaving.
We know he's got a girlfriend on the softball team. I agree, Fred. And she's in her senior year. Obviously, they could stay, and that's a big possibility. Jay, we're at about an hour.
Are we really?
It's been an hour with everyone. Guys, hey, listen. Thank you so much. Again, we're not trying to be overly passionate. This is who we are. Crystal, thank you so much for the $10 super.
Appreciate it. Good
for being on here.
Question.
Really, everyone that's on here. This is it's a family. I consider this a community. Thanks for being on here. We'll see you guys again tomorrow night. I'm sure there's going to be more news dropping in the portal tomorrow. And check out our videos as well on Sooner Surge on our YouTube channel. We will have some. Click that like button. Make sure you're commenting. We got the supers. Thanks so much, guys. Appreciate all of you. Till next time, Boomer.